Hello and welcome to my next ITSL game in the Losers Cup, as I would like to call it. My rival today is Antoine Danel from France. He is the higher seeded, so he has chosen USSR, and also he gets advanced in case of a tie and no multiple games here, only one game. I have USA, and I'd say this is a wonderful starting hand. 25 ops, and okay, 3 of them are unplayable. It's distal, but still, there are 22 more or less playable ops. Now, I think I'm gonna open in a standard way. I don't really know what should I headline here, because Red Scar paired of course calls for itself, but if I have 3 4-op cards and so many 3-op cards, my opponent may have multiple scorings and 1-op cards, and events which are not dependent on the card's ops value. But I don't really have many better cards for headline, and I'm not gonna headline Nasser, so I have to spend at least 3 ops on headline, so Red Scar paired it is. If possible, I'm gonna hold distal, but I'm not going to cry too loudly if I have to discard it to blockade. I don't think he has multiple scorings if he had headlined Cambridge 5. So, first thing to remember, I have to play aggressively. Second thing to remember, priorities. Egypt and Lebanon, then Suez Crisis and France, then Nasser when I secure Libya. In the meantime, Pakistan, Malaysia, standard stuff. And of course Milops, but it really depends on what he does. Doesn't really matter what my last card is, but it's worth remembering that he may play containment. Truman so early on. Okay, I'd like to have it playable for later, probably, but not the biggest deal ever that it's not an option. No Lebanon now, because it's not Arab-Israeli war. I mostly care about access. Spacing, waiting for me. Now, what am I playing now? Now I'm taking Thailand and Lebanon. He can't coup everything at once. If I play Suez Crisis right now, I don't really care about... Okay. I got special relationship. Canada it is to avoid losing extra point in France for free. Coupping Lebanon, I suppose, which I'm gonna counter coup with Suez Crisis. Oh, I'm not gonna counter coup it with Suez Crisis because he only rolled a 1. So he's taking from Israel and 2 from UK. So I'm putting 1 in Lebanon. crawling through India. And let's place one to Libya. It's time for me to play Nasser. Actually, had I headlined East European unrest, I could probably even play Distal because, well, he doesn't have points to relocate. Fiddle with a coup. Ooh, and he keeps failing coups. Alright, I will resolve it because I need Milops and I need to get rid of it. I also need to degrade DEFCON. Of course, this leaves Thailand unattended, but if he even coups Thailand now and succeeds, I can just take Libya, Pakistan, and India with nuclear test ban, and it's still great. And he really has to do a lot to succeed in Thailand. He didn't do a lot. Oh, and I get to see a Marshall Plan in his hand. Yeah, let's gain another Millop, secure Thailand against a coup. Of course, I will put one more in Thailand in case of Vietnam revolts. If he doesn't boost North Korea, I will also put one in North Korea from East European unrest. Truman and CIA unaffected. But Red Scare did its job. That's a much worse hand, but, well, you can't always have a very good hand. Blockade and Distal, or UN and Distal and blockade and socialist governments, I don't know. I don't want to play defectors, not with so many good regions. So I think blockade it is. Yep. Could have played defectors. Cooing with Warsaw Pact. But this, I assume that he does have Asia scoring because it just looked too risky otherwise. What he doesn't seem to have is a good luck. I should be able to take my time in Asia. Europe is too costly. so it's not my first choice. Maybe I should have used a 2-up card, because now he knows that I am going to lose a turn, an action round. A Marshall Space Race failed, so securing against the war, because sooner or later it's gonna return. Arab Israeli goes to space. With Indo-Paki I'm gonna gamble. It's always 2 victory points and maybe 4. So I have Japan, or I'm not. Okay, it was quite a wise attempt, because now if I lose Japan, it's gonna be for good. On the other hand, he can't secure Asia right now. We didn't have any scorings on turns 1 and 2. And I must say, it looks like my hands are much richer so far. No deco, no Vietnam revolts. Okay, 5-year plan. And discarding a scoring, I suppose. Yep. Okay, quite well played by him. What he couldn't know is that I'm gonna get Red Scare Purge again, and he has Middle East scoring, and he has Europe scoring. If he coups in the Middle East and does it successfully, I can get involved in Europe and probably dominate it. It's rather impossible for me to retake Japan. But Asia is the only scoring he may not have. Containment can wait, because my main concern is to reduce the chances of him successfully coupping in the Middle East. Okay, he headlined Europe scoring, So Middle East is the region we are going to fight for. So I need him to coup bad enough not to retake a country. If he uses a 4-op card reduced to a 3-op, I need him to roll not a 5 and not a 6. He doesn't even coup. I assume this means that he has Asia scoring and 5-year plan. Independent threats can bring me no good, so let's risk cooing here. If he scores Asia, it's probably pointless to fight for the Middle East, but it's worth to fight elsewhere. He also probably or possibly has Indo-Pakistani war and thinks that he gains MILOPS from it, or he counts on me playing Korean War, which I actually intend to space. Or to hold, even if I had to play containment. Yep. But Thailand is too important to just give it away like this. Algeria is a more acceptable giveaway. Let's jump to Iraq to be able to retake Middle East. I mean Middle Eastern domination. Yeah, he surrendered this. So let's attempt here. Yeah, that was quite predictable. No need to fight there, so let's play here, and in case of his successful Algeria coup, I think I'll go Colombia, Guatemala, and Saharan states, and just hope he doesn't draw Che. Of course, I'm tempted to break North Korea, but I don't think this is crucial, especially as long as he holds China. Yeah, now it's even less breakable. All right. What do we have here? I believe... Oh, kitchen debates are active already. Duck and cover is gone, so I think missile envy is not really risky. Yeah, why not? Olympic Games, duck and cover, so what else? Okay, Junta. Missile envy is first. Of course, Junta is powerful. Probably stops my kitchen debates being active because, yeah, I'm leading by these two Central American countries. Hmm. Okay, that's quite nice to have. That, on the other hand, is quite nice to see. Now, 1, 2, 1. Yeah, kitchen debates are no longer active. Huh. Okay, I don't really need my influence in Middle East. So I can risk some ops war here, but I have to do it right now. He doesn't have a 4. But of course he may have very many 3s. Yeah, that's wise. Alright. Middle East was scored, South America was not. If he gives me the China card, then Usuri, of course, is going to play some role. And by starting this ops war, the way I did it, at least, even if I lose this ops war, I gain access to Argentina before he does. Libya and Iran are going to have their time or not. Yeah, another 3-op card. So he had some of them. Alright. I'm not happy about it, but I have to accept it. Now, of course, it would be nice to take some free and unoccupied battlegrounds, although after I played... Yep. Muslim revolution. I really doubt whether I can really score kitchen debates this turn. Although now it's a tie. No longer a tie. Let's threaten something. And let's assume Southeast Asia is going to be scored. Maybe I don't need contain. I don't need Usuri more than I don't need containment. OPEC. Okay. It's always worth taking such battleground. +1, +2, -1. It should be a tie now. I mean, it is a tie right now. Okay, acceptable. ABM Treaty and grain sales and Voice of America, so I keep being lucky. And grain sales is quite an obvious choice. Asia, Central America, Africa, these are scorings I hadn't seen, and it's possible for me to see them in his hand. Enough of Soviet cards to have stuff to discard in case of Quagmire. Enough good events to still not event containment. Okay, he's getting his time. Oh, he failed even that. OAS. I think I'll return OAS to him and attempt a coup in Zaire. A very successful one, I would say. After Voice of America attacks Angola and Southeast Asia, it's almost ideal for puppets. Let's grab his access from here. Hmm. Let's grab him access from here. Of course, puppets work best as an access gainer. Maybe I don't even need to event ABM treaty. Oh, he got this one. I suspect Sadat, although in case of Sadat, he would rather remove everything from Egypt, I think. I think I should trigger puppets quite soon, because I'm getting rid of useful places. Well, Israel is a useful place. Not as useful. Okay, Southeast Asia, ABM, and then the two last cards. ABM hitting Angola is probably the best approach. Even this didn't work for him, as he probably expected. This went much better for him, but I had him being kept busy. Now Portuguese Empire crumbles is completely painless. And can be used for all sorts of... Okay, I should, however, take care of my stuff in Central America, because he's one successful coup from dominating it. or one liberation theology from dominating it. Okay, Asia scoring. Marshall Plan was too late. Panama Canal returned, actually. This is a good moment to play this one, I think. Yeah, why not? And of course, there are some problematic cards to deal with. Cultural Revolution is not problematic and should be dealt with first, unless I find it possible to play Will Bury You. Excuse me for a moment. Okay. Now I spotted something. Just let me look at. No, Formosan Resolution is here. Okay, so Cultural Revolution. To regain what's possible to regain in Africa. Asia is worth 1 point for him, and I don't think I really should push too hard there. Okay, no pushing hard. Now I need Melops. I probably don't need to trigger nuclear subs, so let's just use it in Haiti. My last play might be Marshall breaking France. Okay, but now it's time to realign Cuba. Okay, one realignment successful. Where's another good target? Nigeria. Do I fear Ortega? I don't know. Indo-Paki for a coup. Okay, so space. Oh, okay, so forget about France. Or don't forget about France. Africa, Central America. Yes, these are the scorings we are awaiting. Okay, I don't want Che in my hand. Central America scoring, on the other hand, is quite useful. Even if he takes Cuba now, I still score something from it, and it returns. And we will have a reshuffle. The China card was never played. He doesn't know what I drew and what I have, so what's his decision? Correct one. Africa scoring he knows about. Okay, so it's containment time. East European unrest is a hold card, probably, or maybe not, because this Europe doesn't look so scary. Colonial rare cards are more or less useless as an event. Special relationship is more than useless as an event. Not only NATO isn't active, but Great Britain is not under my command. But surprisingly enough, I'm not leading too hard on the map. Excuse me. He has Bird Trap. I think his main problem is that he has not too many places to grab victory points back. And I should build a nice advantage before the late war. The China card wasn't played so far, so it may be tempting to play Nixon, or to hold it if I space Quagmire. Certainly it's not tempting to play Quagmire. So Bear Trap, Alliance for Progress, Sadat, he should be able to identify all my cards except Arms Race and East European Unrest if he keeps track. His hand shouldn't be very massively suicidal. He can have grain sales and duck and cover, and that's the worst scenario. At least I think so. Okay, that was quite a strong attacking move under these circumstances. And I should be careful because some brush war against Italy can suddenly turn the tables somewhat unpleasantly. It would be very stupid to lose such game due to Europe control. Mm-hmm. I suppose he's gonna coup Angola. Yep. And because he scored a lot with this coup, I'm no longer dominating Africa. What can I do about it? This is the least usable card. This gives me no domination back, but I also should do something to keep him busy. And I think that breaking Brazil serves this purpose quite well, because I know that he can now realign South Africa. I want to be able to respond by taking Brazil or by realigning Nigeria. And of course, to always have colonial rearguards for the rescue, but now I don't really need this. Of course, he's gonna get South American control temporarily if he plays a 4-up card, but then I can get involved into an ops war in South America, and I think I'm rich enough to feel good about it. I could, of course, be pushy now. Argentina is not very important. This is the most important. He still has OAS. And he still has bird trap. And I no longer have cards I have to care about. Because, okay, I space Quagmire. I'm not playing it. Arms race? It would be nice, especially if I coup with something, let's say colonial rearguards. I'll have 3 against 2. So it's an extra 3 with 9 ahead, but okay, that's no longer an issue. Yeah, he wants to realign me from Venezuela. But I don't think it's gonna be so easy. And yes, I will coup Colombia. 4 up, 4, okay. Okay, he might score 4 here. Of course, he might as well realign me from Brazil and from Venezuela, despite being with a negative modifier in Brazil and 0 modifier in Venezuela. Maybe it's time for him to take such risk. At the very worst, I just hold Quagmire and spend the rest of the turn playing all those nice-looking cards for ops. It might be quite a good idea to not lose an action round when containment is active. Bird trap for space race. Giving me Brazil just like that. In case of his coup, I'm gonna coup Colombia with Nixon, and of course it doesn't activate arms race, so I may either play it just like this or hold it. Okay. That was quite a nice attempt of his on his side. Now it's gonna be extremely tough for me to grab Venezuela. Other way than with some use of brushwood. But what do you have? Sadat? Allende? Not so straightforward decision. Yeah, but it's too easy for him. To just get a control here. This is something I'd rather not see. Now that's somewhat puzzling. Okay, let's start with Soviet shutdown call, just to grab 2 victory points and to set a missile envy trap. And to protect Brazil from cooing. I should play Glasnost quite soon, before the Reformer gets into play. Romanian abdication, oh, an immediate European domination. So if he has Europe scoring, it's quite advisable that he plays it now, but it costs him South America. Kitchen debates yet again inactive. Huh. Okay, my main concerns are now Europe, South America, and DEFCON. Europe means I'm not so free to play Quagmire on myself. I'm probably playing the China card this turn, in such case. Junta. In this case, I feel ready to give you 3 victory points from Will Bury You. I think he doesn't have Muslim Revolution, because if he did, he could quite freely play Sadat. So DEFCON is not so much of a concern. Europe is still some. Well, of course, long gun one is still present. Okay, he used Sadat. So I'm no longer so sure of myself about Muslim Revolution. Now Africa has been scored. The only region, the scoring of which is not going to return right now. So I think I may risk it for the sake of eventing kitchen debates, reducing the loss of We Will Bury You to just 1 point. I have Glasnost for the rescue, and by the way, it might be wise to actually hold Glasnost. It might also be wise to trigger John Paul just to make Solidarity triggerable. With Glasnost, I think I should coup Angola, but this leaves America quite vulnerable to his juntas or so. Yeah, he has Muslim Revolution. It was waiting. It was waiting to be played. Mm-hmm. Yeah, EU2 incident. I think I must give up Middle East. So now space Quagmire, and on my last AR, I think I'll play Glasnost because I don't want to see it boosted by Reformer. And I will coup Egypt. And I will see his headline having quite a great hand to respond to what I see. Of course, some of these cards I'd rather not have, but they aren't problematic. I mean, I can space OPEC and hold Iranian hostage crisis. I can shorten his hand enough with terrorism. I can play Fury and Samantha late enough for it not matter. Yeah, Junta. So let's be the first with Missile Envy. Warsaw Pact is removed, yeah. So if I get a 4-op, I can get involved in ops war for Poland. He manages to keep the map almost even. He does it quite well, so I must still be careful about the outcome of the final scoring. I think I'll rather space Iranian hostage crisis and hold OPEC than the other way round, just in case I see North Sea oil. He has 12 minutes left until his timer expires. It should be enough for him. Still more than the average 6 minutes per turn, but not much more. There are still independent threads somewhere waiting. Oh, Marshall Plan. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That's worth boosting, that's worth boosting, that's worth having. Now, of course, it's quite possible that he grabs some stuff. I'd rather not play the China card if I don't have to. Alright, so I assume he takes Brazil with missile envy. Yeah, and one to Egypt. So let's play grain sales. The Cambridge 5, I'm not returning it. It's a useful card right now. To coup Colombia, for example. I'd rather coup it somewhat more massively. That's slightly better. I'm quite short of conveniently playable ops. Flopo. Okay, this I can play still. The more I play, the bigger the chance that I draw an unwanted scoring with terrorism. There aren't many wanted scorings. It's Central America and it's merely a 2. Europe is 5 for him. South America is 2 for him even now. So AWACS now. Okay. Alright, so it's probably no longer possible to hold South America. Oh, but throwing the reformer, this was a very nice act of terrorism on him. And I will have 2 action rounds in a row. 2 last ones. Wow, he had war games and he didn't give it for missile envy. All right, I'm very glad to see it. Okay, so the last turn. I got North Sea Oil, the Voice of America, all sorts of good stuff. And Brush War on top of this all. Latin American debt crisis to get rid of OPEC. But first, let's see what he's playing. He's playing Liberation Theology. So I think I'm playing to attack Venezuela. And failed this attack. Actually, Latin American debt. Actually, I don't really have to discard OPEC. Because I may just make it unplayable with North Sea Oil. NATO coup in Brazil. Enough to make it unpleasant and inconvenient to some extent. How I learned to Mexico. I am taking Mexico. Mm-hmm. Star Wars to space race. Is this the time to play North Sea Oil? If he sees North Sea Oil played by me, he may play all retrains. 3 and 4, 5, 6. Latin American debt crisis is not playable as an event now. Actually, let's play this normally. Secure Europe. Boost this security with independent threats. By securing Europe, I mean taking Czechoslovakia and UK. The Voice of America has more than enough targets. It has Libya, it has Japan, it has Cuba. Okay, Libya not so good now. Chapeau bas, because my opponent did really his best to survive until the final scoring with such a crappy luck. Because it was a crappy luck he had. Where? Okay, in Europe, so that I can be quite sure of myself playing independent threats. So, the Voice of America, for 2 ops, it may give me 7 in Middle East. Or it may roll Asia by 6. It can't do much in Central America, although it might. Five, you have plenty influence. South America scoring discarded. So 1, 2. That's the boost up to 7. That's equalizing here, and that's boosting here. So it's 20 points in my favor. And see you next time.